everybody. I believe we're live. Welcome to Saybolt Road. Guess who we have here? We have a snowy owl. The first time we've seen one here this season. Good to see an owl. I was surprised when I looked at binoculars. I was like, "Is that an owl?" It was tough to see, and I thought, no, it must be one of those shapes that just, you know, unless you get a good look, kind of looks like an owl, but isn't really an owl. And then I thought, okay, I've got to take a look with my scope and get a better view if possible. And sure enough, it's an owl. Well, I'll deal with that later. Now, judging by all the barring, the coloration on this one, it's either immature or a female. Now, is it the same owl we've seen the last, couple of years? I don't know. Okay, I believe we're live. I don't know what happened. Okay, we are still live. Okay, very good. Now, I could switch scopes and get us a slightly closer look, and maybe I should do that. Now, again, we're looking over a fairly long distance. You can see some waviness in the air because of the the sunshine. It's not a very sunny day. Last I saw a little while ago, it was like 34 degrees, somewhere around there. And it's mostly cloudy, although where we're looking, it looks as if it's sunny. So we're starting a little early today because, at my first stop, I managed to see a snowy owl. And what I think I'm going to do is I am going to switch scopes and see if we can get a slightly closer look. Got many places to go today. All right, let's stop recording for a moment. And let me switch scopes here. Now this one's harder to use here in the car. It's harder to use in general, but we're going to do our best to see as well as we can. There we are. Darken it just a little bit. Darken a little more. So you can see it. So there's a lot of shakiness, and that's not anything with my equipment. That's just because of the sunshine. Even though it's not warm, That's what happens with sunshine. I haven't seen anything else since I arrived here in terms of birds. It's not to say there aren't any other birds around, I just haven't seen any. Oh, one thing I did see on my way here, just a short while ago, I was surprised, I saw a large flock of snow geese on Cayuga Lake. They were about halfway out on the lake, so they weren't close, but you know, you never know, maybe on the way back they'll be close or something, you never know. But it was good to see them. I was surprised because it's so late. Oh, I see in the distance some pigeons in the air, and on one of the silos, the farm silos. There's a smell of, I think, cow manure. So that's not the most pleasing. Anyway, we're not going to be here too long. I did see, since I arrived, this snowy owl, did turn at one point. You know, it was facing a slightly different direction and turned a little bit, kind of stretched its wings just a little bit while I was kind of sort of getting set up. And by the way, I say that the snow geese seem late because usually it's like mid-December, late, well, yeah, I would say maybe mid-December, maybe late December. And here it is, you know, we're now well underway in terms of January. Today's the 9th, and I would have thought that they would have all passed along by now, but it did seem like we hadn't seen all that many, quite honestly, so who knows? Although, you know, I take it back. We did see here and there, we have seen, oh, what do I see? Hold on. I see a hawk in the air. It looks like a red-tailed hawk. I believe it just landed in some trees. Now I can't see it. But we did, I remember when we were up on the tower overlooking Wildlife Drive, we did see large flocks of them anyway. And it was just one occasion, but we did see them. And we've seen some here and there as we've gone through the season. We're going to move along pretty soon, I think. It's just good to see this one. We're going to head to the airport. I'm going to switch scopes also. So let's, I think let's get going. Bye, baby. You know, always a pleasure to see them, but, you know, this is, I was thinking, given how late it is in the season, that maybe we wouldn't be seeing one here this year. You know, we've seen them, we've seen one at the airport. Don't know if it's been the same one each time, but we've seen one at the airport, but we haven't seen one here until today. So very much a pleasure to see him. Hold on, I'm just reconfiguring some things here. There is a car up ahead that just parked and pulled over, and I have, if I had to bet money, they are looking at an owl, the owl also. Kind of breezy today, a little bit, I'd say. The smell of the cow manure continues. So I'll give you just a quick look at how, if you're new to this is, again, we're on Saybolt Road, and where we were looking is over here, and there's the owl. I don't know if that's a cornfield or what it is. It looks like there's at least there's some corn that was grown there near it, but I'm not sure if it was right up into the gas well there. All right, let's get underway. Hi, baby. Always good to see a snowy owl. I suspect that someone has decided, one of the powers that be at eBird has decided that they're seen here often enough that they're no longer rare, and maybe why we're not seeing like notifications for them in eBird as rare birds. Again, that's a suspicion. I think I just saw a blue jay. I believe that's what it was, although I'm not positive. And I see, hold on a second, I see some geese. I believe they're Canada's. Unless they're decoys or something, which is very possible. I think these may be decoys. They're not moving at all. Yep. Decoys. We suspected. Ha! Didn't fool us. Saw a spot of white to our left. I didn't know. I think it's just some litter. So, anyway, welcome to the tour, everybody. Good to be here. Hope we can have some fun today. You never know. Hope we can manage to brighten everyone's day just a little bit. I believe I told you a bit about a bird feeder I put up, and that it was, I thought I told you, maybe not, that it was gone. I had put it up 2 weeks ago today, and it was gone last Saturday morning, although I had been there and had been up Friday. So I replaced it on Monday with something larger, and in a way I'm not so sure the birds like it as much. The manure smell has only become much stronger, and you might say it's not really a good idea to open the window, but I gotta try something. Anyway, so I put up a larger, more efficient, not decorative, hunk of suet and seeds, and it does seem that the birds are maybe, I don't know if they're having a harder time eating it or not. They both came from Wild Birds Unlimited. Anyway, so, I put it up, and, I've been told basically that, you don't see dark-eyed juncos on feeders, but they've been going on this thing. And in fact, early this morning, it was the first bird I saw on one, or the first bird I saw on it was a dark-eyed junco. I haven't seen all week, since the first feeder was gone, I haven't seen all week the red-breasted nuthatch, unfortunately. But I have seen tufted titmice and black-capped chickadees, and of course dark-eyed juncos. And also today at one point I saw a female cardinal on there, and I saw, not today but yesterday, I saw a blue jay at it. And the reason why I'm telling you all this, I don't like to, for reasons. And when my neighbors gave me a nice decorative piece to put out there, was reminded again how much I enjoy seeing that, especially, and look, I like starlings, and I like grackles, and I like common grackles, and I like red-winged blackbirds and everything, but sometimes if it's just all of them and they're dominating a feeder, it's not as fun. But these last couple weeks, it's been nice to see the those smaller birds, those variety, the variety. It's just been a treat. And if starlings are there, for instance, they may come and they just eat and eat and eat. They stay there the whole time, back and forth, back and forth. With this, it's been like, they fly to it, they might eat a bit, fly off, something else comes along, and you're always wondering, okay, what's going to come along next, or what am I going to see next? I was reminded how enjoyable it can be to watch, a bird feeder, especially if things are kind of interesting. And I would encourage you to do the same sort of thing. Either feed birds yourselves, if you don't already, but also, even if, let's say there are people, and I know of someone who had a bird feeder before, and squirrels got to it. It was such a hassle and everything for this person to deal with. She doesn't need to deal with it, and so once the squirrels got to what she had, that was it. She gave up. And similar things have happened there before. But what I did this week is I gave her a virtual bird feeder. In fact, I showed her how to watch the feeder cam at Sapsucker Woods and some of the other cameras. It's going to be no muss, no fuss, but she can enjoy it if she'd like. And I would encourage you to do the same sort of thing. If there's someone who might enjoy watching birds, but either doesn't want to for because of either a lack of desire to keep things cleaned and properly dealt with, or they don't want to deal with squirrels, or they don't want to deal with whatever, or maybe they don't have the space. The feeder cams can be a very, very good option. Okay, looking from here, by the way, we're near the airport. Looking from here, I do see some Canada geese in the air. And I don't see anybody, but it doesn't mean there's nobody here. Last week, from this spot, I never saw the owl from here, and it was further down. So we'll continue on, I think. Plane is coming in for a landing, by the way. Duck. Too late. So let's back out and continue on towards the airport itself. So again, I can't. Is that plane landing or not? It came in, and now it looks like it's kind of taking off. Maybe it's someone who's taking lessons or something. I see crows in the air. Yeah, they took off. They must have come in for like either practice or else they had an issue or something. And they went along the runway. A lot of crows went along the runway and then started heading back upwards. Now, last week we saw in these fields a lot of Canada geese. I don't see anything like that today. I think what I'm going to do, unless I can see an owl from here, maybe I'll just run in and get the lay of the land, or the airport, and see if there's an owl here to be seen. I'd hate to get all the gear out and everything and get all bundled up for nothing. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I don't see anybody from out here, but it could be that there's an owl, and it's just difficult to see from here. So I'll leave you in here for a few minutes, and we'll see what's going on. As usual, please don't touch anything, okay? I'll be back. No, I'm not back yet. Forgot my mask. It's not going to protect anybody, but I have to wear it. Actually, I've seen the people who are in charge here not wearing them. And it didn't bother me, but... Okay. Well, sorry to leave you so long. As it turns out, I didn't see anybody, and speaking to the gentleman inside, who was very kind and very helpful, and he's not a bird watcher, by the way, but he understands that, you know, people come here for the birds. Anyway, there had been a snowy owl here earlier, and then apparently, and most likely because of some of the plane traffic they've had here today, it was kind of frightened away, and it like landed still within view, and then after like the first plane came along, and then afterwards, you know, with repeated flights and landings or whatever, it moved along and then moved out of the area, apparently heading east at the time, but that was a while ago. You know, here it is 10 minutes to 1, so who knows where it could be. Might be nearby. Is it possible we even saw it already and it went to Sable? I don't know. So anyway, we are out of luck here. I'm glad I didn't get all the gear set up and ready, because we're not seeing anybody here. But we'll continue the search. By the way, I did see an eagle in the air, and I saw some other bird, but it was a little far away. I don't know if it was a red-tailed hawk or not, or what, but I never identified it. But the eagle I was pretty sure of. It was flying like an eagle. It looked like an eagle. Hold on one second. I see something. Had they just taken off? Starlings, maybe? Yes, in the across in the general direction you're looking at, there a flock of starlings had taken off, and a couple crows as well. So let's continue the search. We'll look around. Maybe we'll have some luck. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, we've already been lucky enough to see one snowy owl today, so while I'd like to see, you know, 10 or 15 more, I'm happy we saw at least one. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about before we parked, you know, I'd encourage you, if you know someone who might be... hold on one second. Oh, I think that's garbage up ahead. Yeah, or nothing. You know, if you know someone who might enjoy watching birds, and you've never told them about any of the bird cams or something, by all means do. They might enjoy it. Who knows? And as many of you realize, you know, there's like a real bird cams community that has come about over the years, and you know, a lot of people have made friends. Otherwise, who otherwise would never have met, never would have spoken to each other. I'm driving slowly here just because, you know, I'm on the lookout. Our current position is, we're heading north, but our current position is east of the airport, so, you know, you never know. say is I do hope that it eventually goes back. And if we don't see it today, okay, that's one thing. But I'd like to see it, as things go along this season. As you can see, there really isn't any snow on the ground around here, except for, you see occasional areas where snow was piled. I know my own area hasn't had any snow for a number of days, but there is snow on the ground. It's been cold enough to maintain what fell, early this week. One thing that's especially helpful about, no snow on the ground is if there is an owl, a snowy owl on the ground, it's a lot easier to see. Obviously, they blend in quite well with white backgrounds. So, if there's one in a field, I'd have a much better chance of spotting it. Same thing goes for, swans, and although, I think we're less likely to see, well, actually I shouldn't say that. So I won't. Last I checked the forecast, it was supposed to be, I believe, mostly sunny today in the various places we are looking to go. And it's supposed to cloud over tonight. And then I guess be less cloudy again tomorrow, sunny. And then I think again cloudy tomorrow night. Checked as far as Monday, so I have no idea. There's some white out there on the lake. I'm guessing they're gulls, but I'm not sure. See them well, but at least, if they were, let's say they were snow geese, I would probably expect them to look, just because of the way they seem to gather on the water like that, in denser groupings than what I just saw. And judging from what I could tell is the distance to them, they seemed a little too small to have been snow geese. So
why am I telling you all that? It's, even though I don't have a positive identification, as I'm driving around, let's say I am looking specifically for snow geese, I could say, well, I don't know what they are, but I can eliminate snow geese from the possibilities, so I'll move on. Now, speaking of things on the water, now I see something else on the water, and judging from the distance, they look larger than what I saw, even though they're farther away. Even though they're farther away than the potential gulls were. And let's start from here. I think they're swans. Maybe not, I don't know. I believe they're swans, but I'm not positive. Let's go. Actually, I have a number of places to go. As I was driving up here today, I thought, oh boy, I'm already behind schedule in terms of areas I want to go. To my left, I just saw a red-tailed hawk in the air. I relatively often see the red-tailed hawks, see red-tailed hawks here in this stretch, so not a surprise to see one there. Saw on that channel, I saw Canada geese. To our left, 3 crows. Did some fiddling with things last night, trying to sort through some of these issues we've been having that are essentially YouTube's fault for changing things when no one needed them changed. And I don't know, I mean, things are just working strangely. I got things up and running and shut things off properly, at least, the optimal way, and then, just a minute later tried to restart. No, can't do it. Then I reset things again in various ways, and then decided, okay, I'm just leaving it for this, for the start for today. So things did get running. Hopefully we'll be able to keep them running properly today, but who knows. just saw a robin fly over the road. What are you doing here? It's the first robin I've seen in a while. Now, maybe we haven't been there at the right times. I do suspect, some robins winter at Sapsucker, but we haven't seen one lately. We may have heard one or two a couple weeks ago. We haven't been seeing them. And again, we hardly saw anything last week. Right along here today. Unless we see something, we're not going to dilly-dally. Of course, if we do see something interesting, sure, we'll stop and take a look. It's reading 36 now. I'm not sure how cold it was here overnight. I know my way it was pretty cold. Things were looking frosty this morning. From what I can see, Mays Point is deserted. So let's slow down here because you never know what we're going to see here. By the way, last week I had meant to show you, it wasn't the greatest video, but I had meant to show you what I had seen on my way back from Montezuma to Ithaca. And it was just, a little bit of footage of the common golden eyes that were on Cayuga Lake. And I didn't do it. 2 Canada geese are down below on the channel. I can't remember the name of the river, and I was told what it was, and I've forgotten. And over on, there's a bridge to our right, a lot of pigeons there, and in the air is a crow, 2 crows. Hey, geese. Love the geese. Things are coated with ice for the most part on either side of us. There's an opening, pretty far away, but I'm seeing no activity in it or above it. Let's keep going. Just saw another crow and another, maybe the same 2. Number of crows I can see from here in the, near East Road. And somebody just flew. Was that a robin? I thought it was a robin that just flew over the road. Okay. Fine by me. I love robins. Okay, now we are officially on East Road, and I just saw a crow. And there had been more in the air. So let's, yep, there's a second one. There's a car up ahead. I only point that out because they're pulled over and you wonder if they're looking at something. Oh, quite a few crows to our right. I had seen, a large grouping of them in the air. Now I see more of them. Maybe that is what the people in the car ahead of us are looking at. One or two people, I don't know. So lots of crows, and I believe Canada goose. Some goosage there in the air. Last week I found out, more goosage in the air. Last week I found out that in the general area there were some sandhill cranes. I just never saw them. Maybe they weren't here when we were here, but so a fair number of geese there in the air. And now at ground, what was that? Crows are down there too. Quite a few crows. Let's keep moving here. Wait 1 second here. Wow, really overall, I mean, I've shown you some already. I should tell you, over the last week, I have seen some high altitude formations of Canada geese. A couple of them. And quite honestly, when I saw them, it's just struck me as, oh boy, they're late. So maybe things are just plain late this year. We spoke about the snow geese already. We've spoken about how maybe the snowy owls were a little late this year too. So maybe things were just warmer in general, and everybody decided to kind of hang around for a little while longer. And now some are, maybe what normally would be later departures were made. I mean, even later than usual, and they're reaching here now. Again, that's all speculation on my part, but maybe that's what's going on. So let me set you down. I'm going to look with binoculars a little bit here. Last week, we didn't see them, but last week when the sandhill cranes were reported, I believe it was marked off as, like, for Seneca County, a first for January. Remains to be be seen if they're still here. But judging by the lack of snow on the ground, I could understand them maybe still being around. I'm not seeing anybody. Let's keep going. We'll maybe turn around at the observation area just to make it easier for me to look out the window. So far, it's been really just, from looking down there, it's been just the crows and in the air the Canada geese. I think I'm seeing starlings also. Not positive, but I thought I just saw some here somewhere. I know there are crows back there too, but I thought I just saw some smaller birds. The way they're moving, they're acting like starlings, so I believe that's what we're seeing there. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm not seeing much other activity, and we don't have a lot of time as usual, but maybe even less today than normal. Okay, let's keep going. So upset with myself, even though it wasn't the best video footage ever. I was so upset with myself after I shut everything down last Saturday, and I was like, oh, I never showed them the golden eyes. Some of this, can be very frustrating because it's not so easy to just start the broadcast on in one instant. So, if I could, maybe I would have shown you the golden eyes live last week, or any other thing I might see. Of course, that could, drive you crazy too. If it were just a simple, ordeal of just flipping one switch. That wouldn't be fair to you. You come and go while we're on break. You almost almost the equivalent of, ringing your doorbell and then running, so you keep coming to the door. There's a car behind us. We'll let it go in a moment when it catches up to us a bit. Up to our left is a red-tailed hawk. We're going to let the car... Oh, I have a feeling we're going to startle the hawk. DT. It took off. The other car that flew by, sorry baby, the other car that drove by, just kept consistent motion. Maybe our stopping and then restarting just had it thinking, well, I better move. Sorry. Not what I wanted to do. Although I'm not too unhappy if it's staying away from the road, but it wasn't even looking at the road, it was looking down away from it. Okay, I'm seeing a number of crows just flying and heading towards the ground. Again, these are, agricultural fields here, and there may be, leftovers from the harvesting that are of interest to the various birds. I see some pigeons to our left on a building, and I'm just looking out with binoculars now. It's all crows out here now. Just crows. It looks like some pigeons are out there too, and of course we're near Rosedale where we were seeing in the air Canada geese, and I just saw some Canada geese. So this is the area, along Route 31 where we were last week when we saw all the swans and Canada geese, and to our left I see a number of Canada geese in the air. Car coming, we're going to let it pass us no matter what. And another car coming, we're going to let it pass us. And just, I don't want to go drive through here too quickly for me to get at least somewhat of a look at what's here, if anything. And although these fields are not gray, they don't provide a great contrast to gray coloring. So, I mean, if for instance there are any sandhill cranes here, they might be hard to see, especially over long distances. To our left on the power lines, or whatever lines, another red-tailed hawk. And up ahead, there are, just about above the road, there are some Canada geese in the air, and I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know if they're thinking about landing down here. Maybe they are somewhere. I have a feeling we're not going to be here long, but you never know. Last week we saw all those swans. This week I'm not seeing that. Now, things are a little different than last week in that we've had some colder weather, so maybe like that area which we just passed where the swans had been last week, well, the water that they were in looks like it's all frozen over, or at least covered with ice, so not as much of a draw. To our left in the air is, it looks like a hawk of some sort. pull over and see if I can get a look at it with binoculars. Red-tailed. So we've seen a few hawks, or I have. I know I haven't shown them all to you, sorry. I think we're just going to turn around. .34 degrees. Not super windy, but it's definitely breezy, as it so often is. Yes, that area we're about to pass it. That area last week where we saw the, all those swans and Canada geese. Well, it seems like that water is still there, but it's covered. It's covered with ice for the most part. So maybe not quite as enticing as it had been before. So you may wonder, okay, well, where did those swans go? Well, they may have been what we saw on, I don't know if that was technically Cayuga Lake or that river that leads to, I don't know, but near, I think it was near the northern end of Cayuga Lake. The swans we saw earlier, or at least I believe they were swans, given how long the distance was. They were tough to see. We're going to start making our way, I think, back towards Ithaca. A little disappointing up here. I mean, I haven't seen an eagle here yet. It's funny, last week after I shut down up here, I almost immediately saw, I think it was 2 or 3 more eagles. Little bird in the air, I'm not sure what it is. Well, I don't know. Looked like either a cardinal or something like that. By its shape, I couldn't see any coloration. Now where we're heading now, what we have been doing is going beyond the intersection and then continuing just a little bit to look around. I think I'm going to skip that today. We haven't been seeing anything, for one, and two, as always, we so often have signal problems there, and I think we're going to skip it. So overall, today Montezuma's been a bit disappointing. Pigeons on lines to our right. We're not going to do it, but it would be interesting to go to that tower near Wildlife Drive just to look out and see what, if anything, is around. I think it would depend on whether or not there's any open water there. If I had the time, I would go do it, but I don't believe our time is best spent there. Think of it, I've only seen one eagle today. It's just during the drive here. It was nice yesterday. I haven't been seeing as much over the last several days of the eagles that live near me. Looked out at a tree where I often see them, which is, the tree is not close, but I'm able to see them with even with binoculars and definitely with my scope. There were two right next to each other in that tree. It's nice to see. Close, but still I like to see them. Looking out, this is an observation area here, and there's some water in the distance, which we've stopped to look at before. I mean, it looks like it's coated with ice. Be surprised if, and I think that is either very near or part of the area that that is surrounded by Wildlife Drive, or at least very near Wildlife Drive. So I mean, it's probably a decent sign that if that's frozen, maybe much of the water there is frozen, and therefore less of a draw to the birds. See a red-tailed hawk to our left. Okay, so starling. Maybe. Keep the cameras running a bit anyway, and check out a few things, and maybe we'll maybe we'll have something interesting to see on Cayuga Lake. I don't know. But we're going to keep things going for at least a little while on the return trip to Ithaca. In the air, up ahead and to the right, I see something relatively large. Now I can't see it. I don't know what it might have been. Is it a turkey vulture by any chance? I don't know. Whatever it is, there are two of them. Eagles. Two eagles, two are... This won't show very well, but they're up here somewhere. Nice of them to wish us well as we leave the Montezuma area. So it's almost 20 minutes to 2. Seems early, but again, days are short. Getting longer, but still short. In the air to our right, I see another large bird. I'm not sure what it is. Probably won't pull over. Could be a hawk, could be an eagle. So we're right back in an area where I often see red-tailed hawks. I can't see whatever it was. To maybe look at the water out there. We're getting a little too far away to see those birds that were out there. I'm guessing they were swans. Let's take a left here. Before and see what we're able to look. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see much just because of the angles and things, but give it a try. That doesn't lead anywhere helpful. These areas here along the lake sometimes have a lot of activity. We've seen that before. It depends on ice levels and everything like that. Sometimes the ice on Cayuga Lake can, serve to concentrate activity. Right nearby, I don't see anything. So I don't think we're going to get a look at the swans, if they were swans, as I suspect. nothing here. Nothing along here at all. There is some ice, at the shoreline here, but out just a little ways, it becomes all, I'm sure it's very cold, water, free of ice. Okay, well, there's nothing here. Sorry. Hold on a second, I want to look at something. Yeah. Okay, there's nothing. Oh, no. 2 hour right, another red-tailed hawk. Hello. He's on the wires. I believe it was a red-tailed. Keep going. Could have turned up here, taken a left, but I don't know if it's worth it. Didn't see any activity, any sign of activity, so we'll just keep driving a bit. Wouldn't mind playing some music, but you never know what's going to get filtered out these days. I don't blame YouTube for that. I mean, it's it's the record company, so they have a right to protect their content. There's out on the lake, there's like what appears to me from this angle like a streak that's lighter in color on the water, and it's just light enough that makes me wonder, are those snow geese? No, there's not. It's just that maybe the water, for whatever reason, is not as rough there, or choppy, so it looks smooth, and the way it's reflecting the sky just looks lighter. But I did definitely see a large flock of snow geese on my way up here earlier, so that's what I'm hoping maybe we'll have the opportunity to look at. They were not close, but never know, they may have moved. That's what I'm hoping for. I see a fair number of birds out there. I wonder if I should pull over here or not. It might be tough to see them. Let's do that. Just want to check. They're to our right from here. They look like Canada geese. Let me just take a look if that's what they are. I love Canada geese, but maybe we'll keep going because we've seen geese so often. Let me just look with binoculars. 1 second. believe they're geese. I'm not sure. Let's turn around and we'll see if we can get a look at them. But I believe they're Canada geese, as opposed to the only other possibility, judging by their coloration, is maybe some sort of duck, but I believe they're Canada geese. Look again with binoculars 1 second. Yes, they're Canada geese, but beyond them there are maybe some gulls. Let's take a quick look. Just a quick look. And maybe some more. Let's see what we can see. Okay, so we're looking out on Cayuga Lake, by the way, if you're wondering. So a lot of Canada geese there, you know, not huge numbers, but I mean decent numbers. And it looks like that's pretty much all we're seeing there. And then, yes, gulls behind them. I wonder if some of those are black-backed. I'm not sure. Looks like it. Okay, and then to the right, looks like more Canada geese. We'll lighten it up so we can see a little better. Maybe some ducks there too, possibly, maybe not. I think maybe. Okay, we're going to move along. Switch cameras. Probably see those geese much better from here. But the problem is, you know, I just don't like being pulled over here on this road quite as much. Well, you could say, it's never stopped you before. That's true. road to our left. I was thinking about going to Myers Point today, possibly. I don't know if we'll have time. Some interesting things have been seen there. Some interesting things have been seen near the pheasant farm. Maybe we should skip Sapsucker today. I don't know. Might be a good idea, actually. We'll see. Last week we went there, and quite honestly, even though we weren't there that long, our time probably would have been better spent on the campus if we wanted to see hawks. We'll see. Myers Point can be difficult from a signal perspective, and also just in terms of getting to an area where we can see. I think every time we've been there, it's been pretty windy too. Anything was seen there yesterday and reported, anything in terms of rare birds. Along this road, I mean, we start out and we're pretty close to the lake, and then we drive a little ways where, like right now, where we're not that, maybe not that far from the lake itself, but we can't see the lake just by the way the land is. Maybe we're fairly close, but we can't see it at all. And then up ahead, just a short ways, we'll start to get back into areas where we're driving right along the lake. It's those types of areas where you actually have a semi-decent view of the lake itself that have me, they're one of the major reasons why I take this route. And over the years, I've managed to see various species of birds that I really don't get to see anywhere else. I've had only one or two, for instance, common goldeneye sightings, and just of maybe like, 2 or 3 birds, if that, elsewhere. But I've, had the good fortune to see, significant, not huge numbers, but significant numbers of them, on Cayuga Lake, driving this way, or red-breasted mergansers, and I've seen loons, common loons here and there. In terms of frequency, I see them more often along here than I do anywhere else. There's a car behind me, and I want to pull over anyway because I see some small birds out there. I'm not sure what they are. See if I can get a look at them from here, just to at least determine what they are. Well, they won't be close, but they're golden eyes. Okay. Let's take a quick look here, because they're not very close, but at least they're better than nothing.
And we may see more, you know, somewhere. Oh, that's a bufflehead there. I believe we have some golden eyes here, though. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're all buffleheads for all I know. No, we've got some golden eyes. I think. Let's see. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. Let's brighten it up. Yes, we've got golden eyes and buffleheads. You can see the golden eyes are larger than the buffleheads, but the bufflehead is a small duck. That is a common golden eye, and that's a courtship type gesture or activity. Oh, who is that? Oh, that's an American widgeon. Hey, widgeon. Good to see you. And I hear a Canada goose. See, this is the sort of reason I like to take this route. It's not necessarily the fastest route, but that's why I like it. All right, let me back up, see what we're looking at here overall. Who's that? Common goldeneye, male. Not the best looks we've ever had, but oops. We're going to keep moving very shortly, but so you've got a couple males there and a female. Got a male there. All cute. Okay, we're going to move on. Who knows, maybe we'll have a better look at some elsewhere. Oh, here's some more out here. Ah, yeah, okay. There's that courtship display again. Wait a minute. Yeah. Love it. We've seen that better than we're seeing now, but it's still, I love to see it. Okay, let's move on. Let me look with binoculars first. I should do that just in case there's something else out there. No, you know, the golden eyes are scattered quite a bit.
When I saw them last week, they were more concentrated. All right, let's continue. Oh, hold on. This would have been better. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this safely. Okay, this might be better. And they're a little bit more concentrated for the moment.
Is that a mallard? Yes. So we have, this has been a good stop. Got the sun in my eyes right now. Let me get it out. And I think you can hear, if I can shut up, you can hear occasionally the golden eyes. Golden eyes, buffleheads. Those are males, and that's a female there at center screen. And these are the golden eyes again. Again, outside of a few relatively isolated sightings over the years, these, just driving along here is really the only time I get to see golden eyes, just in my own bird watching efforts.
Safely. Hold on 1 second. Night duckies. Just saw on a wire a small bird of some sort. I'm not sure what it was. Now, as I passed by here earlier today, there were I didn't see them very well, but there were quite a few Canada geese, and there are quite a few Canada geese there again. They're on land. Now, the other day it had been reported a hybrid goose of a sort, and it was believed to be a hybrid between a Canada goose and snow goose. That's what was reported, but I don't know. We're not going to look for that, but we are going to look very quickly at these American coots. And I'm hearing a red-bellied woodpecker. Oh, wait a second. What did I just see? Did I see something? I think I hear a chickadee also. But I thought I saw something fly down here. Maybe not. So we've got Canada geese there anyway, and those are the coots again. And then over here, I'm not sure what they are. Let me look with binoculars. Look like mallards. Okay. Yes, definitely hearing a black-capped chickadee. I thought I saw something. I don't know. What I didn't see this year much of, maybe my timing was off, or maybe I wasn't looking closely enough, or I don't know. But what I haven't seen driving along here very much this season, as things were getting colder, I didn't see many red-breasted mergansers. At least I don't remember seeing them, where in prior years I seemed to see them over the course of maybe a few weeks in a number of locations, where my view would be clear enough to see the water. I haven't seen that much this year, or this season, I should say. Change year to year, but as I've said before, things do seem to be a little bit different in terms of the patterns lately. I mean, just like, from today as compared to a year ago. I mentioned that in terms of regarding that bird watching spot I have, near me. Okay, I see some ducks out here. I think they're mallards. Oh, mallards. Let's keep moving. Nothing against mallards, but we've seen them so often. I don't spend too much time on them. I'm not taking them for granted. I mean, I didn't even see any American black ducks there in my quick check anyway. I realize that for many people, this type of bird watching is not interesting, and if they've subscribed to my YouTube channel and received a notification, they might tune in and might be like, well, he's sending a notification out about this? What's this? I mean, it's not for everybody, but in a way it's it's representative of what bird watching can be in terms of what it's really like. You're beyond simply going to a given location. If you're doing what we do, and that is go to multiple locations, go looking for birds here and there, there's going to be time spent in between the bird sightings. See that big white flock out on the water up ahead. Unfortunately, they're still maybe half, 3/4 of the way across the lake. So it's going to be tough to see, and we've got sunny conditions, so that's going to make it that much more difficult. hoping maybe they would, you know, between the time I first saw them and now, I was hoping that maybe they would, you know, move closer, find a spot where they might feed or rest or something that would be a lot closer to us. Let's turn in here. We've done it before, looking for the snow geese, and usually from here. I think, by the way, it does seem like the snow geese are fairly consistent in terms of where they'll go on Cayuga Lake, and you know, so a location like this is often one that provides a view, but it's a distant view. Can I see them from here? No, I don't see them from here. Maybe they're just too far up ahead. No, I don't see them from here. So we're going to turn around. Oh well. I was thinking we'd be able to see them from here, but maybe not. Still see that big flock. It's, I think, longer than it had been when I first saw it. More stretched out. And yeah, they're pretty far away. I don't know if it's going to be worth it to even show you, but we'll try once we get to a good clearing area. Too far. Okay. Try. Oh well, not bad from here. Let me get some trees out of the way. Still far away. Unfortunately, we still have. I wonder if there's a way to drive down there. There must be a way. There are houses. I wonder if there's a. Let's stop right here. First, I'll give you a look with this camera. Wire. So this is what I'm looking at out there. You can see the white. And we have trees in our way, but we'll try to get a slightly better look with the other camera. One more. The car's coming. And I think we will see if we can find a better viewing area, but let's take a quick look from here while we can. So again, these are snow geese on Cayuga Lake.
And unfortunately, they're well out there, so they're not easy to see. We have a car coming. Hold on, another car. Hold on a second, what is that? Looks like a mockingbird. I thought at first it was a blue jay, but it's a mockingbird by the looks of things. Anyway, back to the snow geese. So we're going to see if we can get... Hold on one second. What do I see in the trees there? Car coming. Car's coming. I think they're starlings. Okay, let's see if we can find a closer viewing area.
They're much closer, but maybe a little better, possibly. I don't know if there are any, like, roads with a clear view. I almost doubt it. Let's take a left turn right here and see what happens. Well, it might be a little better. Maybe not. It's, one thing, the angle will change as we're driving downhill, so it may not be all that good. And I don't know if we'll have too many clear areas from which to view. We'll see. We're a couple of clear spots, but we're not much closer, so I think we're gonna just continue on. In fact, you know what? It might be better now. Let's hold on. What do I see? Up against that garage there that you're kind of sort of looking at is or was a group of house sparrows. I think maybe we might be... We'll take a quick look, if we can, at some of these snow geese, and then I think we're going to pack up until I get back to Ithaca. This won't be great, but might be slightly better than what we were just looking at from the highway. I could can't switch scopes, but I don't know if it's really worth it. Just the distances are long and you get too much air distortion.
quite a few snow geese out there, obviously, but they're so far away. Okay. What say we take a break now and hopefully restart things at about 4 o'clock, maybe a little before that, maybe a little after. Okay, everybody, about 4 o'clock. Might be a little sooner. Okay, everybody, so hopefully you're getting the message. Just wish they could be closer. Now, maybe if we were on the other side of the lake, we might get a better view, but remember, it's tough to get good views of the lake from the road. Okay, 4 o'clock. You guys have the message, and I will see you in a little while. Bye-bye.